We'll be upgrading my car with the huge brakes taken off of a MINI GP3.
Dude, look how big that thing is.
We're not even, this is humongous.
Same brakes that you would see on a JCW Mini Countryman or a JCW Mini Clubman. So we'll be taking those brakes and putting them onto my Mini Cooper S F56. This same process that we'll be showing you in this video works for simply upgrading to the Pro JCW brakes or upgrading to the same brakes that we have here. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, leave it down below and we'd love to answer them as soon as possible. If you haven't yet, please make sure that you like and subscribe as it helps us out more than you can imagine. But most of all, enjoy the video. My name is Ethan and welcome to Car Creations. All right, so let's take a look at what we have in these boxes because as you can see, this kit requires a lot of parts. All right, so first of all, we have the brake pads themselves right here. Huge chonkers, all right. And then right here we have rear brake pads. And then right in here we should have the rear brake discs. And then we have the front brake discs right here. These are even bigger. The rear brakes on just an F56 JCW is exactly the same across the board. So these should work. It could be in better condition. And now we get to what is arguably the best part. The huge brake calipers themselves for the front. They look fantastic. So basically I got these from a friend that had them, but you can find these on eBay. You can find them from a BMW in blue, which you can paint up or leave them as blue. All right, so before us here, we have all the pieces that we need to put this on the car. We also need some mounting stuff, some brake lines, and some other stuff right here. We would like to thank ECS Tuning for helping us with this kit. If you're interested in the JCW brake upgrade, or any of these parts to perform an upgrade like this, the brake discs, the brake pads, check out the links down below and we have links to everything there. They have great deals and a huge range of products for a Mini Cooper or a BMW or Porsches or any performance car like that. So without any further ado, we are gonna call on our resident suspension and brake upgrade mechanic as he's gonna help us with this upgrade and show exactly how a professional would install this kit. All right, so we have the wheels off, we have the car up in the air, and we have Simon here. We're ready to start taking the old brake caliper off, and that is tiny compared to this
baby. We have here a hex bolt that holds the rotor on. Those can sometimes be a pain. Now would be a good time to hit them with some penetrating oil just to loosen things up for the future. So what we're gonna start with doing is with most suspension stuff, you got a lot of wires and hoses here. Just unclip all of them, get them out of the way wherever you can. Like I've said before, they're expensive, save yourself the headache. We have two 13s for these small bolts and then the caliper will come off, and then two 18mm bolts and then the caliper bracket will come off.
So what magical bit do you have on that?
This right here is a gray pneumatic swivel socket. I have the kit over here. And if you are a backyard mechanic, I would definitely recommend some of these. It doesn't have to be this brand or anything, but they've served me very well. We now have the caliper bracket and the caliper is now off. It's just hanging over here, it'll be okay. The old pads are off. We'll set those aside. We're gonna replace the flex hoses, the calipers and everything. One important thing to note, when you're doing this, you wanna obviously have the new parts on hand and ready because you don't wanna just let it sit here and drip brake fluid for a while or you'll run your master cylinder dry and that's a pain to deal with.
Dude, look how big that thing is.
We're not even, this is humongous.
It's so overkill, it's beautiful. So in case you're wondering why these are not dimpled, well, that's because the sizing I got was completely off. Don't trust forums online. So the size that you want for these are 260 by 30. So make sure you get that size and not anything different. And now this lines up perfectly.
Lines up nice in there. And just, this kind of car, all the brake pads are the exact same, so have to be super crazy. And then you see how that is fully covered by the rotor?
Yeah.
That was not the case with our other rotors.
Dude, they just slip in so easily.
Slip right in there.
So now I can have pads for when I'm just, you know, hanging out.
You can have girlfriend pads and non-girlfriend pads.
Yeah.
All right, and then for this Brembo stuff, Brembos are the same across pretty much any platform. But you have your clip and these two pins. They will slide through a hole here. Only one they can fit through, so should be good. And then you can start the other one. this will go hook underneath, and then you're gonna have to bend it down, and your other one will slide through. And then at this point, you can grab your persuader and then just give it a few love taps. You should not have to hit it that hard. So if you feel like you're really swinging, you're probably doing it wrong. They settle nice. They'll stick out the other side a little bit, and then you're good. Everything is in. Push it around a little bit, make sure things feel tight. At this point, we're gonna add our pad wear indicator. All right.
Look at that. That's
and
so
that
exciting.
is driver's side. But now's a good time to just clean it off a little bit.
Look how good those look. I'm so excited. They're huge. And that is why I got a bigger rim, so that it would fit around that. All right, so we come to the rears, and we're just gonna put on the normal JCW rear calipers, because GP3 rear brakes, as well as the Countryman and the Clubman, all have electronic parking brakes. Because my car had just an analog handbrake, it didn't fit this car. So instead, what we have to do is just, for the back, is install the red JCW rear brakes. And as I was installing it, I found out that it's exactly the same part number as what the car had before. I installed it anyway because they were red. I just thought I would leave that there for everyone to be aware of.
For the rear here, pretty much the same concept. It's just, you know, a little bit simpler because it's not turning like the front is. You've got your brake line in the back there. So this back here is your brake line. That'll vary size from car to car, but I believe this one is a 7/16, 14 mil bolt right here. And then all the way holding the caliper bracket on in the back. All my German guys, I'm sure you have a set of these already. You're gonna need E-Torx. This one's an E14. It's a good thing to have on hand, especially if you are a Mini driver.
So this is very similar to the front ones. Just the 2 bolts out the back, comes right out.
Yep.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna start the brake bleed, and basically what you wanna do is the master cylinder is on the front left up here. So you want to start with the farthest brake away from that, and so that would be the rear right. And basically what we're gonna do, we're just gonna open up the little valve on it, kind of looks like this, and we're gonna have someone in the car, that'll be me, pushing on the brakes. We'll push out the fluid there, and then work our way from the farthest distance to the front. So we'll do the back right, back left, front right, front left, and just work on it that way. Also on these Brembos, we have a bleed screw on the one side as well as on the right side. And once again, you wanna do the farthest away from it. So right here, we're just gonna do this one first and then this one. Undo the bleed screw until you start seeing a stream come out, do it back up, get them to pump, undo it again, and you want to keep doing that until it's a steady stream. It took us at least 30 minutes to bleed the entire system, and we just kept doing it until the pedal was solid, as well as every single bleeder screw had a solid stream coming out. We had to keep refilling with the brake fluid the entire time, and eventually we actually flushed the entire system. So right here is where we're going to be filling it up. This panel right here sits right about right there. And you just use a flathead screwdriver and you remove this screw, and this screw, as well as this one right here. Then you just shimmy that out the way. Here is your brake fluid tank, and you just remove the lid and you fill it up. After installing them, what you have to do is go and get the car coated for JCW brakes if you do not have them to begin with. Take it into a dealership and they can coat it for you, or you can coat them yourself using something like ISTA Plus or ECS. I'm not gonna list how to do that here because it's super complicated and I don't want anyone messing up their car. If you want this coated for your car, I can get you in touch with a coater. So visit us on Instagram or send an email and let us know that you want help with coating. I've driven this car a bunch and they have so much more stopping power than what I had before. Before, it wasn't too bad, but now it stops on a dime. All right, that has been our video. We hope you enjoyed. It was a really easy process to do this brake upgrade, and I think really anyone out there that has any sort of history with tinkering with their car should be able to do it without any issues at all. Hardest part would be getting someone to code it, but like I said, the dealership can code the JCW Pro brakes for you. Please make sure that you leave any comments or questions down below, and we'd love to answer them. Most of all, we hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you all in the next one.